have right here the contract. The contract to wrestle for the World Heavyweight Championship. Do you want it? All you got to do is sign it.
If you've got a contract, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Once and for all, I got a way that I'm going to finish you off. You'll be done. You're going to have to leave the state of Georgia. And all you got to do is sign it. One more test you have to pass before you get the championship. You sign this right here. That's all you got to do. One more test.
See, that's all I got to do, Mr. Heenan, just sign your little piece of paper. And I'll get a shot at Harley Race.
That's correct, pal. But
Let me see your piece. Okay. There you go, Mr. Heenan. There's your contract, brother.
May I take a look at that?
Wait a minute. You know what you just signed?
Yeah,
you know what you just signed?
Race.
You better pack your bags. No, you didn't. You better pack your bags. Because you signed to wrestle in a Texas death match, Terry Funk. Terry Funk. That's right. Right here, you signed to wrestle Terry in a cage. In a cage. In a cage. In a cage. No. You're not going to get rid of me like that.
Way, I don't have to worry about nothing, Gordon. That's right, Terry Funk, Texas Tornado Death Match. That's Terry Funk's match, isn't it? A Texas Tornado Death Match. Well, all I want is a fair shot at the man. Because just like I said, I'm the Georgia champion. And if I can't beat Terry Funk with a fair shake, with, like I said, a cage around the ring, Gordon, that means can't Bobby Heenan, Superstar, Killer Carl Cox, can't none of them come in. It's just going to be Terry Funk and myself. Texas Tornado Death Match. That's exactly right. And they do get nasty. They do get nasty. I know that
Well,
Terry
of course, that'll
Funk's
take place this coming Thursday night at the Omni.
Yes, sir. Thursday night at the Omni. That's exactly right. A cage match. You know, I said I had a dream or a goal, and that was a shot at Harley Race. So it takes me going through Terry Funk and his match. But I got a little bonus there, too, because there's a cage around the match, Heenan, and you can't stick your nose in. Killer Carl Cox can't stick his nose in. Ain't nobody going to be in there but Terry Funk and myself. And just like I said, you put the stipulation in. If Funk beats me, Heenan, if Funk beats me, I'll give him the belt and I'll leave Georgia. But it goes vice versa, Heenan. It goes both ways, brother. If I beat Terry Funk in the Omni Thursday night, I keep my belt, I get my shot at Harley Race, but the main thing, you'll be packing your bags and you'll be boogieing out of Georgia. So Thursday night, Terry Funk, you bring it on, brother, because I'm coming after you, my shot at Harley Race, and to run Bobby Heenan plumb out of Georgia, baby.
At the Omni, Thursday night.
This match will be one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from New Orleans, Louisiana, weighing in at a combined weight of 520 pounds, Dave and Joel, the Bruno brothers. The Bruno brothers, waiting on their opponents to now enter the ring. From Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 242 pounds, the Universal Heartthrob, Austin Idol. His partner weighing in at 287 pounds, the Superstar.
So the Superstar and Austin Idol moving up against the Bruno brothers. And Austin Idol.
Get to the bottom of this thing yet. That's the dirtiest trick that's ever been pulled on me in my life.
Bobby Heenan complaining about that contract a little earlier. Mr. Heenan apparently beginning to find out he's not quite as smart as he thought he was. All right, the Superstar taking Bruno to the canvas. Good takedown. Front chancery now. Bruno comes out of it very nicely. Do a step over. Tag is made. Another step over. And notice the way the Superstar. Good move by Bruno, though, trying to somersault away from it. All right, Superstar keeping his man tied up now. Bruno sitting out, spinning away, trying to get away, could not escape. Into the ropes, the referee calls for the break. High waistlift takedown by Austin Idol. Bruno sitting out, makes the tag. Austin Idol now moving against Bruno. Full arm drag and twist now. Reversed by Bruno. And Austin Idol makes it to the ring rope. He pulls him back inside. Bruno smashed into that turnbuckle. Keeps that. Full arm drag and twist on Austin Idol. Idol makes it to the ring ropes, makes it outside the ring. And a quick conference between Austin Idol and Bobby Heenan. Beautiful, beautiful suplex. Bruno in trouble now. That one jarred him. The superstar moves in. Full body slam. Bruno powers out before the count of 3, however. Superstar moves in on him again. Has him up against those ropes. Whips him off the far side. High, high backdrop. Tag is made. Side headlock by Bruno now on Austin Idol, who's tagged up with the superstar. Again, beautiful suplex. And it's Idol going for the figure 4 leg lock. Idol trying to set up that figure 4. And now the superstar moves in there against the second Bruno brother. Austin Idol with that figure 4. The referee calling for the bell as Bruno has very quickly succumbed to the that figure 4, and the superstar had the Cobra on the other Bruno. So quite a combination we have here. And Mr. Heenan is back here once again. No, sir, the contract is no longer here. Tommy Wildfire Rich has that, sir.
You think it's pretty funny, don't you? I'll tell you something. I managed a superstar in killer Carl Cox, who's a Georgia television champion, and I have no plans on packing and leaving and going anyplace. Do you understand?
I do indeed, sir.
Do you want to go anyplace? I'm not going anyplace either.
Well, there you have it. Now, I'll tell you what. Let's listen to these important words for all wrestling fans. Drop, and Jack Briscoe moves in. Gets the figure 4. Jack Briscoe has the figure 4. Ollie Bay battling it out with Jerry Briscoe. Jack Briscoe has that figure 4, and Austin is conceding. The referee calling for the bell. The referee calling for the bell. There in action in those two men, Jack and Jerry Briscoe. I'd like to remind you right now, of course, that we'll be wrestling this Thanksgiving night in Knoxville at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. The world heavyweight champion Harley Race defending his title against Dick Slater. That's Thanksgiving night in Knoxville. Also like to remind you, there's wrestling tonight in Marietta, tonight in Carrollton, next Saturday in Cornelia at the South Habersham Gym, and Sunday, November 25th, wrestling at 3 o'clock in Porterdale. Andre the Giant will be there. That'll be Sunday afternoon, November 25th in Porterdale. And of course, this coming Thursday night at the Omni in Atlanta, most important night.
Thursday night going to be one of the biggest nights in the world history of professional wrestling, because it's Thanksgiving night, and you know, Bobby Heenan come out here, thought he was pulling something smart with Tommy Rich, but Tommy Rich got a cage around this ring. Now Bobby Heenan won't be able to interfere. That's what he all upset about. Should Tommy Rich beat this man, then Bobby Heenan got to leave Georgia. So me and my man here gonna ship in together, buy some bags, and have them packed for him so he can catch the first plane out of here.
You know, Heenan had did a lot of jaw-jacking about how good he is and putting a lot of faith in his men like superstar in them. But you let me tell you something. People are getting tired of them. And Bobby Heenan, I see you on your way out, brother. If you need any help going to the airport, just talk to me. I'll help you get there.
This match will be one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, From Great Falls, Montana, weighing in at 222 pounds, Bret Hart. His opponent from Cartersville, Georgia, weighing in at 215 pounds, Ted Allen.
Ted Allen moving against Bret Hart. Allen very quickly moved in for a leg sweep, but it was Hart backing out. Now they're collar and elbow. Good move, and it was Hart escaping. Takedown by Allen has Hart on the canvas. Hart, who suffered a knee injury a couple of weeks ago, appears to be pretty well recouped from it now. Put full pressure on it that time. Into those ropes, the referee calls for the break. Clean break by Ted Allen. All right, Bret keeping the side headlock on Ted Allen. High footlock takedown. Allen tried to go for a head scissors, blocked by Hart. Now Allen trying to figure an escape from this side headlock. All right. Drops down, up and over his man. Allen tried to toss him, but Hart reversed that situation very nicely. As we said, of course, this match one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Keeping that side headlock. Now Allen with a waist cinch, a side waist cinch, trying to break him if he can. Fires him off. Allen drops to the canvas. Allen back in his feet. Caught him. Good arm drag takedown. Notice the way Allen comes over his man. Drives a knee into those biceps of Bret Hart. Hart has the rangy build. He's got tremendous ligament strength. Hart brings him up again, full body slam, but it was Allen maintaining the hold, not relinquishing. Into the far turnbuckle now, the referee. Reversal now by Allen. Well done. And that time, Hart tried to reverse, but Allen drove his shoulder in. Allen brought him up a full power slam. Hart powers out. Allen moves in on him again. Caught him that time. Hart in trouble now. Allen tried to go for the abdominal stretch, but Hart caught him inside. Good move. Good move. Well, there you have it. An outstanding match by Mr. Bret Hart. We have Mr. Shaft, Mr. Cox, and Bobby Heenan here right now.
Yeah, we got Mr. Sola here. You know, you about the second best announcer I heard behind Johnny Casio. I must say you're really great. Well, let me tell you something. We're going to be down here in this Georgia town. We're going to be a whole lot of places because we are the roughest and the toughest guys that you most ever laid your eyes on. The people in Georgia have not seen nothing yet. The people in the world not have seen nothing yet. Going to be a whole lot of running, looking back, knocking down, and dragging out.
Well, Thursday night, of course, wrestling moves to the Omni.
Well, you're looking at the new Georgia Tag Team Champions. There's either going to be Cox and Shaft or Superstar and Idol. But I'll tell you one thing, Terry Funk, Thursday night, the king of the death matches, is going to make sure in a cage that Tommy Rich, once and for all, is finished in Georgia. Is finished in professional wrestling. And tonight, Marietta, I'm going to be there, and I'm bringing my whole family. Tonight in Marietta. And don't forget this, Funk, goodbye, Mr. Rich.
And you have fought nose to nose
But if we put all that effort together, how we had it apart from each other, ain't two people in the wrestling business can whoop me and you. Now, I'm asking for your hand.
You got it. You got it.
Oh, that's all I need. You don't have to say another word.
We're just going to go right now, and we're going to do some kicking. And we get right...
Hey, I'll tell you what. What a combination we've got here. Here's your ring announcer.
This tag team event will be one fall with a TV time limit. Introducing first the Spoilers 1 and 2. Their opponents from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in at 249 pounds, Ole Anderson. His partner from Atlanta, weighing in at 241 pounds, Thunderbolt Patterson.
Spoilers 1 and 2 going up against Ole Anderson and Thunderbolt Patterson. And what a, well, one has to admit that's a completely unlikely situation, but they're together. Spoiler trying to move back to get over to tag up. And the Spoiler almost tagged up with Ole Anderson. Rod coming in by Thunderbolt Patterson once again. And it is Patterson trying to demolish his man. Tag is made. Ole Anderson moves in. Driving back into that far corner, catches the other Spoiler and snapmares him into the ring. And Thunderbolt Patterson catching him as he came back in the corner. The tag is made once again. Thunderbolt Patterson and Ole Anderson, a tag team combination. Another snapmare puts him down. Patterson pounding away. Another full body slam as Ole Anderson catches his man. There you see Thunderbolt Patterson. Another slam puts the Spoiler down. Again, the tag is made. Headbutt by Thunderbolt Patterson. Crossed in behind his man. Has the counter, has him down. And the second Spoiler starts to charge in. He's blocked by Ole Anderson. And it is, wait a minute, they've unmasked one of the Spoilers. They got the mask off of one, but he's covered up. Well, what a combination we have there in Ole Anderson and Thunderbolt Patterson.
We got one. And I know damn well there's only one guy that walks around with a chain. There's only one guy that uses a chain like that guy used it on me. He chopped up my face. I was in trouble. And I needed some help. I never thought the day would come when I'd look at Thunderbolt Patterson. But I'm not only looking at you, but you're going to be looking right now. You are looking. You're going to be looking at the greatest tag team that Georgia ever saw. This is the first mask. In a couple of days, we're going to get the other one and find out who that guy with the chain really is.
All right, I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm going to show you.
There you have it. There you have it. Excitement for sure with those two as tag team partners.
This tag team event one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from Brownsville, Tennessee, weighing in at 255 pounds, Carl Fergie. His partner from Louisiana, weighing in at 240 pounds, Rocket Monroe. Their opponents weighing in at 236 pounds, Mr. Wrestling number 2. His partner weighing in at 265 pounds of Sweet Soul, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes and Wrestling 2 going up against Rocket Monroe and Carl Fergie. It'll be Wrestling 2, the first man out against Rocket Monroe. What a devastating combination you have here. The high knee lift, that $1 million knee of Wrestling 2, and that $1 million elbow of Dusty Rhodes. And it's 2 making the tag very quickly out of a side headlock. Dusty Rhodes moves in, gets a side headlock on Rocket Monroe. Tag is made, and it's Carl Fergie coming in there. There's that bionic elbow. Fergie went down. Rhodes, a series of jabs. Rhodes with that famous Rhodes shuffle makes the tag. Wrestling 2 moves back into the ring. Knee lift that puts Fergie back into the ropes. Fires him off. High backdrop on Fergie. Quick high knee lift again that puts Fergie back to the canvas. Fergie off those ropes. Dusty Rhodes catches him with that elbow. Dusty Rhodes sets, crashes down. It's all over. It's all over. What a combination. Dusty Rhodes and wrestling number 2. And I'll tell you one thing about that combination. Anytime I think they wanted that Georgia Tag Team Championship, those two could get it. There's no question that that was wrestling number 2 competing. And we do have, apparently, this other wrestling 2 scheduled to wrestle in just a moment. In fact, we'll have it right after we pause for these words.
Will be one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 212 pounds, Mike Fever. His opponent weighing in at 236 pounds, Mr. Wrestling number 2. The referee is Tommy Weathers.
Well, all right, you heard the introductions, Wrestling 2 and Mike Fever. Now, Wrestling 2, certainly, well, a lot of mannerisms. I don't know. Now, that's tough to tell. That is tough to tell. Now, Wrestling 2 came out and told me that he was not wrestling, and yet I'll tell you something here. You got a pair of lookalikes, that's for sure. That high hip toss that Wrestling 2 uses so effectively. Hip lock takedown by Wrestling 2. Awfully difficult, really difficult. The height is about right, the size is about right. Wrestling 2 into those ropes now, hanging on. Back into the ropes once again, good reversal. Fever caught, brought into the high hip toss. And this Wrestling 2 with a full body slam. And he's lined up. Catches him with that high knee lift. Using that knee lift very effectively. Catches him once again with another knee lift. Hooks the arm. Well, I don't know, but wait just a minute. Wait just a minute. There is Wrestling 2 and Wrestling 2. We've got Wrestling 2 and Wrestling 2. And I don't know what's going to happen here, but both men are pointing fingers at the other. I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll be back. We'll be back in just a moment. I've been talking to, in my opinion, certainly is Wrestling 2. As long as we've been friends, I'd know that voice anywhere. And of course, obviously, we have with us right now, as Wrestling 2 said at the beginning of the program, he had called the Dean of Wrestling Promoters, Mr. Paul Jones. Well, he's been telling you that obviously he has not been here to sign these contracts or to wrestle.
That's right. And he's got a good reason to complain. And let's hear what he's got to say.
Well, Gordon, as I told you earlier, Paul and I have talked this over. And, you know, like I said before, there could only be one Mr. Wrestling. This has happened one time before. Someone tried to impersonate Mr. Wrestling himself. He didn't do anything about it, but I am. No one impersonates me at any time. And I have talked to Paul Jones, and I said the only way that this thing can be straightened out and settled is by me wrestling this man out here, whoever he may be.
Well, all right, I would say, taking that one step farther, though, the only way that this could be settled is if somebody's mask has got to come off.
Very obviously. It's got to go. The real Mr. Wrestling will be the winner. You know how I guard this. And everyone else knows how I guard this. And when it's all over, the real Mr. Wrestling will walk out victoriously. I can guarantee you.
Mr. Jones, are we going to be able to have that, sir?
I guarantee you'll have a match, and we're going to have this match next Thursday at the Omni. We're going to make it.
This will be one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from New Orleans, weighing in at 270 pounds, Dave Bruno. His opponent from Mobile, Alabama, weighing in at 215 pounds, Rick Field.
Rick Fields going up against Dave Bruno, so Fields giving away some height here, some size, no question about that. Collar and elbow, and there was Bruno using that superior height and weight to his own advantage. This is the thing Fields is going to have to watch out for in this match. Good move by Bruno, but an excellent back out by Rick Fields. Moved out of the way very cleanly, very nicely. Bruno trying to sit out, Fields trying to keep the ride, and Bruno had him almost in an environment carry, and it is Bruno driving him back, again, using that size, that weight, and that power into the ropes. The referee calls for the break. Fields backs away. Collar and elbow. Fields, beautiful takedown. Bruno comes out before the count of 3, however. All right, Bruno back on the canvas once again. Rick Fields pressing that advantage. All right. Bruno in the red trunks. Fields in the black. Fields caught in the midsection. Bruno brings him up high. Slam that has Fields to the canvas. Bruno closes in again. Reverse Nelson there momentarily, but Fields, a knee lift that staggers Bruno back. Fields brings him down, a snap mare. Again, Bruno powers out. High back drop that has Bruno on the canvas. Into the ropes. Referee breaks him up once again. Again, it is Rick Fields. Snap mare, lateral press. Again, Bruno powers out. Back to the ropes again. The referee again calls for the break. Collar and elbow. Fields caught that time, driven to the canvas by Bruno. And so the weight and size of Bruno may be beginning to take its toll on Fields. Again, another full slam. And Fields in trouble. Bruno very quickly moves in a lateral press. 1, 2. And again, Bruno powers out. 2 near falls that time. Fields caught him coming in. Smashes Bruno into the turnbuckle. Good flying drop kick. Lateral press. Elser, a count of 2. He did not have him. Salto, well executed by Fields. Float over into a lateral press. Got him for the count of 3 that time. Had him for the count of 3.
And just some highlights of a very exciting career is your opponent, Terry Funk.
Terry Funk in the ring now with Jim Dillon. This is a lights-out match, no NWA sanction. And that suits Terry Funk and his kind extremely well. He would just as soon the rule books be thrown away. He is a capable, competent, tremendously competent wrestler. Was a world heavyweight champion. But Terry Funk has that tremendous mixture of great drive, great desire, great capabilities. You saw that series of moves finally ending up with an ankle sweep and a spinning toe hold. But if you want a Pier 6 brawler, Terry Funk is ready to go in that direction just as well, as we can see right here. Outside the ring. Please remember, in this particular match, however, no NWA sanction. Terry Funk turning the tables on Jim Dillon. Terry Funk, who became the youngest of the Funk dynasty to win the World Heavyweight Championship. His older brother, Dory Funk Jr., held it before him. Of course, both of them are products of Dory Funk Sr., who was an outstanding wrestler and was known for a long, long time as the king of the Texas death matches. Jim Dillon still outside the ring. Terry Funk brings Dillon around, smashes him into that turnbuckle. Bear in mind, once again, as we said, this is outside the sanction of the NWA. Dillon in a lot of trouble now as Funk continues to dominate the situation. Funk smashes away again. Dillon's face becoming a crimson mask. Funk brings him up, a backbreaker. Dillon back to the canvas once again. Lateral press. Dillon proving to be very tough. Powers out. Back into those ring ropes. The referee calling for the break. Funk misses but catches him. Tremendous reflex action. Catches his man. Sets him for the pile driver, and it is all over for Jim Dillon. Funk, finding that second win, fires back up to the midsection of Bob Roop, and Funk beginning to move, getting that great second wind that he is so famous for, that great resiliency, flicking out now with the right hand, another right hand. Little jab, a looping right hand that time that has Roop a little bit staggered. Then he comes back, a powerful right hand into Terry Funk, and then again he moves against that already injured shoulder. And so Terry Funk has got his hands full here. A chop across the throat of Bob Roop. Bob Roop holding on to that arm, trying to administer more punishment now, taking some punishment from Terry Funk. Remember, this is a lights-out match. The match cannot be stopped. There are no disqualifications. This match goes on until one man concedes or is pinned. A pile driver on Bob Roop, and Roop jarred from the head right down to his toes. In dire straits here as Terry Funk eyes his man crashing down across his throat, that sharp shin bone cutting into the larynx of Bob Roop. Roop barely able to fire out. Roop now beginning to suffer the effects of this onslaught by this man from Texas, Terry Funk, the man who lived in the shadow of his older brother for 4.5 years while Dory Funk Jr. was the world. Look at this pile driver outside the ring.
Well, you can see in all kind of matches, he is a devastating wrestler, Terry Funk. And, of course, that's, you've seen him use the pile driver, you've seen him in a lights out, but the Texas death match is what he excels at, Tommy. This match could cost you your career, it could cost you your belt, and it could force you to leave Georgia.
You know, but Freddie, comes a time when a man's got to do what a man's got to do. You know, that's exactly right. You've seen Terry Funk, he'll do anything to win a match. Pile drivers, you know, it don't matter. And the man was the world champion, so he's got to be good. He's got to be one of the best. And that's, you know, right now, I've got the Georgia belt. But just like he said, I signed the paper, and in order to prove myself, I got to go through Terry Funk. And I believe, I really do, with all of my heart, if the people support me the way the people in Georgia have been going, I don't feel like I can lose.
There's a man who said he is ready. He knows what he's doing. He's going to have to go through Terry Funk to get at the world's title, and that's what Tommy Rich wants more than anything in the world. And, Tommy, let me say, having checked the mail here at this TV station and at the wrestling office, your mail is so strong from all over the country. Towns everywhere want to see Tommy Rich.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, I've done a lot of things in my time, but this is the first time I've ever been with Thunderbolt Patterson. The two of us are going to make the greatest tag team the world has ever seen. And I'll tell you what, the people in Georgia are sick and tired of Heenan. They're sick and tired of Mr. Ladd. They're sick and tired of Superstar. They're sick and tired of Mr. Cox. And somebody's got to run their butt out of the state. And I'll tell you this, Thanksgiving night, there's going to be a bunch of turkeys down there at that Omni. And Thunderbolt Patterson and I are going to team together for the first time ever. And we're going to, that's it, pluck all them turkeys. Get rid of some of them turkeys. Tommy Rich has got the fight of his life, and he's going to take that turkey Heenan and run him right out of the state.
Chief Wahoo McDaniel up against those ring ropes. Wahoo McDaniel, of course, outstanding athlete all of his life. Has wrestled all over the world against all kinds of competitors. Good move by McDaniel. Has Zatar in trouble. Zatar trying to protect that left arm now and shoulder. Duck under and go behind by Zatar, but it's Wahoo McDaniel getting a bottom wrist lock. And so it is Zatar who may be the one in trouble. Did not get all the way behind his man, and that created the problem. And Wahoo with a top wrist lock. Takes him to the canvas. It's very slowly now. Zatar back on his feet. They're back into the far corner. Referee moves in, calls for the break. Zatar was trying to get one in there, but it was blocked very nicely by the referee. Zatar catches, and it is Wahoo McDaniel catching him across the chest. Wahoo McDaniel. Power slam brings him down. Did not allow the pin. Wahoo McDaniel now with a front face lock. Back into the far turnbuckle. Zatar drives a knee and now left hand. Wahoo McDaniel shot to the top of the head that puts Zatar back to the canvas. Wahoo McDaniel across the head into a rear chin lock. Keeping that rear chin lock on Zatar, controlling the head, controlling the body, obviously. Wahoo McDaniel now has that knee into the back of Zatar, chop to the side of the head. Wahoo McDaniel chopping him again. Zatar comes up one section. Wahoo catches him again and again on the head. Once again, Wahoo McDaniel totally dominating his opponent. Chop across the chest coming off the ropes. Underhooking those arms. Beautiful, beautiful play. Zatar goes down in defeat.
Match will be one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Texas, weighing in at 290 pounds, Buck Brannigan. His opponent from Borger, Texas, weighing in at 320 pounds, Stan the Lariat Hansen.
Stan the Lariat Hansen. Well, perhaps we'll get a chance to talk to him a little bit later on. Going up against Brannigan. Brannigan just about the same size as Stan Hansen. Hansen now very quickly gets a side headlock. Brannigan wearing the yellow and black. Up near those ropes, Hansen bows him back out of the ropes, however. And it was Brannigan getting the takedown. He got some extra leverage that time. Hip lock takedown, but Brannigan back on his feet very quickly. Both of these men move with surprising speed for men their size. Brannigan now with a side headlock. And it's Hansen trying to extricate himself now in that top wrist lock. Brannigan. Powerful individual, no question about that. They're into the ropes. Again, the referee calling for the break. I point out, for those of you in the East Point area, certainly American Legion Post number 51 did an outstanding job in the fundraising situation for the MISD Foundation, the Muscular Injury and Skeletal Disease Foundation, and our thanks to them for their efforts. And it is Hansen lashing out with a foot. Catches Brannigan in the pit of the stomach, takes him to his knees momentarily, back on his feet. Full arm drag and twist now by Stan Hansen. Brannigan makes it to the ring ropes and forces the break. No, sir. Hansen. Hold him away from those ring ropes. Out to the center of the ring once again. And as big as those two are, it doesn't take long to get to the center of the ring either. Good move by Brannigan, however, but it was Hansen upending him. Nice to have some folks here today from Porterdale, Georgia, and also from Decula, Georgia. Nice to have them here watching the matches. On Super 17, Hansen caught with a shoulder smash, dropped to the canvas. Brannigan back in with a side headlock. Brannigan. Forearm across the back of Hansen, and Hansen has got to be in trouble on those ropes, those knees. Getting away, and Hansen back to the canvas once again. And Brannigan acquitting himself extremely well against the bad man from Borger, Texas, Stan Hansen. You can hear the crowd picking up a chant now. We want the lariat. We want the lariat. That, of course, is what Stan Hansen is famous for. Hansen, short forearms into the rib cage now. One to the base of the skull of Brannigan. Catches Brannigan again into the turnbuckle. Stan Hansen smashes Brannigan. Brannigan outside the ring. Brannigan being given a helping hand by Stan Hansen back into the ring. Brannigan's got some problems. Brannigan coming back to his feet. Hansen moves in on him once again. And as Hansen charged him that time, Brannigan drove a knee into the ribs. Caught him in the side of the head with a foot. Hansen is down. Brannigan with a lateral press. Hansen powers out before the count of 3. Hansen catches him with another forearm. High knee lift that staggers Brannigan again. Brannigan has taken a lot of percussions to the head. Into the ropes, the referee calling for the break. By the way, no matter whether you live in Knoxville, Tennessee, or in St. Louis, Missouri, you're watching the finest in championship wrestling right now. But if you ever get a chance to get out to see matches in your area, may I suggest you do so, because as exciting as it is here on television, it's just that much more exciting when you're there in person. Hansen now with an arm drag and twist on Brannigan. Referee checking to see if he wants to concede it. Brannigan a forearm across the chest of Hansen. And Brannigan proving to be surprisingly tough. Brannigan firing back to the midsection. Now catches Hansen. Forearm that rocks Hansen. Another elbow that rocks Hansen. Hansen in trouble on those ropes. And now a Pier 6 erupting between these two. And the bad man from Borger, Texas is about to lose his temper, that is for sure. Caught him with that lariat coming off. And that was all she wrote in quick order once Hansen had his man set. NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and that's the oldest and the largest sanctioning body of professional wrestling the world over. And it covers most of the United States, Canada, Mexico, Hawaii, Australia, Japan, Singapore, and it goes on and on and on. Race with a side headlock on Reggie Parks. Now, Race going after Parks is not going after a stranger to the ring war. Race, high, caught on a backdrop. Parks. Race powers out, but he's suffering from that backdrop. Reggie Parks, front face lock now on Harley Race, the world heavyweight champion. One has to admire the champion for coming on television. He has everything to lose. Reggie Parks obviously has everything to gain. He can defeat the champion or hold him to a draw. It would catapult him into a #1 contention for that world title. On the break, it was Race catching him in the pit of the stomach. Reggie Parks. Back in the turnbuckle now. Race in the blue trunks. Parks in the black trunks. Reversal by Parks has Race caught in another backdrop after being whipped into the far turnbuckle. Race again powers him off. Race caught him, a headbutt to the midsection. Again, a snap mare that takes Harley Race to the canvas. Reggie Parks, rather, I'm sorry. Harley Race drives a knee in. Parks going against those turnbuckles. Race dominating the situation right now. Tried to bring Parks up, but Parks tripped him up to an inside cradle. And Race has to be frustrated over this now. And Race. Don't be fooled by Harley Race. This man, extremely clever in the ring, a master at human chess. Parks again with a side headlock on the world heavyweight champion. Race won the title first in 1973, lost it the same year, then regained it February of 1977 when he defeated Terry Funk in Toronto, Canada. He has held on to the title ever since. Began wrestling at the age of 17. After his first year of active competition, he was injured. Modified pile driver. No, sir. Parks powers out. Race was severely injured in an automobile accident. The doctors told him at that time he probably would never walk again, but that he was done as an athlete. And today you see him, the pinnacle of success, the world heavyweight wrestling champion. Race travels in excess of 250,000 miles a year defending his title throughout the United States, Australia, Canada, Japan, Mexico. You name it, he's been there. Race catching Parks, and it's Parks reversing the situation. Race went for a salto, and Parks reversed it on him. And we could very easily have an upset in the making here. Reggie Parks comes off the ropes, catches Race, a beautiful flying drop kick, and Reggie Parks is closing in on the champion. Race powers out again, but Reggie Parks, now with renewed vigor, moves against him again. Race caught in a backdrop. Parks been using that very effectively. Parks went up for a flying drop kick. Race stepped back. Out of the way. Parks came down. Had to jar that spinal column. Race catches him a full body slam. Race moving up on that second rope. Parks stunned. Race dives headlong, catches him. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Wahoo McDaniel going up against Buck Brannigan. McDaniel giving away about 30 pounds in weight, but giving away more than that in height. All right. Test of hand and ligament strength there. Wahoo McDaniel getting the arm drag and twist on Brannigan. Circling each other once again. Good drop toe hold by Wahoo McDaniel. Took Brannigan off his feet. McDaniel now into a crotch ride on the 1 foot. So Brannigan face down on the canvas. Now McDaniel keeping that leg imprisoned. You can see the lateral pressure that has to put on the knee. And so Brannigan has not been able to move. very effectively thus far against Chief Wahoo McDaniel. McDaniel out of the University of Oklahoma. He is originally from Texas. Went to Oklahoma on a football scholarship. Has wrestled almost all of his life. He's twice been named Indian Athlete of the Year. All right, McDaniel hooking that ankle momentarily, but Brannigan started to come out of it. Brannigan starting to come out, trying to sit out, not trying to escape. While McDaniel... Situation reversed on him, and now McDaniel catches him into a lateral press. Almost had a pin. Back on their feet once again. McDaniel, a man of intense, tremendous pride. Brannigan catches him on the ropes. Brannigan, a bolo-like forearm. Now a front chancery on Wahoo McDaniel. And so Brannigan. Now it's not a front chancery. Face lock by Brannigan, and it is McDaniel. Caught, trying to figure a way out. And it's Brannigan, appears to be possibly choking there. McDaniel brings him up. Full body slam. He just brought some 295 pounds into the air. Wahoo McDaniel catches him with a chop. Another chop to the head, and McDaniel's temper beginning to flare. Brannigan driven back into the ropes. Now McDaniel chops him coming off the ropes, and Brannigan in trouble. Daniel comes down, another tomahawk chop. And it is McDaniel keeping his man. Here comes him tied up in that front face lock. Back into the ropes again. And it was Brannigan catching McDaniel on the break. Catches him again, a glancing blow across the chest. And there's that bolo-like forearm again that is so effective on Brannigan. Referee Ron West trying to separate them. Chop across the throat. Another forearm. That time, McDaniel chops back, chops again. Brannigan beaten back into those ropes now. Fought him beautifully that time. Crashes down on him. A lateral press. A lateral press.
Fall with a 15-minute time limit from Marietta, Georgia, at 220 pounds, Lynn Owen. His opponent, the Georgia heavyweight champion, ladies and gentlemen, Killer Carl Cox. He's accompanied ringside by his manager, Bobby Heenan.
Killer Carl Cox, who is the Georgia heavyweight champion, going up against Lynn Owens. Pretty boy Bobby Heenan leaving the ring. They were collar and elbow. Back into the ropes, and the referee called for the break. Inside step over into a drop situation, ties up the legs. There's the thing about Cox. He has great wrestling knowledge, great wrestling skill. keeping those legs tied up of Lynn Owens. And it's referee Ron West warning Cox once again. Lynn Owens still trying to extricate himself. And it's Cox putting more and more pressure. Cox, short chopping punch to the head. And it is Owens trying to escape. Those legs bent and twisted in that angle could very easily cramp on him. And Heenan diverting the attention of the referee. Cox taking full advantage of that situation. And a continuing battle between the referee and Cox. Cox, as I said, of course, still holds the Georgia Heavyweight Championship. Owens fires to the midsection. Owens fires to the midsection again. And started to choke that time. The referee told him to break. And it's Cox catching him. Smashing blow to the forehead. Again, Cox using that right hand. And you can hear the crowd picking up the chant, "We want Tommy." Cox, inside step over once again. Ties up that leg of Lynn Owens. And it's Owens getting a side headlock, trying to break it up. And Cox's head being pulled and trying to escape, trying to pull that arm of Lynn Owens off. Owens brings him on down. Cox keeps the hold, but all right, again, Cox keeps that leg imprisoned. And Owens looking around. I imagine he'd like to have those ring ropes a lot closer to him. And again, Heenan saying something to the referee, and again, Cox taking quick advantage of that situation. Forearm into the chest of Lynn Owens. Another forearm. And you notice Cox went after that, the knee now, concentrating on the legs of Lynn Owens. Cox moves him out. Now then, the flat of the foot to the quadriceps femoris muscles. You can see Cox grabbing that ring rope. Now watch this. Watch carefully now. This is the sort of... Well, I thought perhaps Cox was going to try again to use that rope. Well, he is using that bottom rope. And the referee backing him off, and Cox just sort of throwing the referee to one side. Again, Cox. And there you see Heenan applauding. Owen on the canvas, and Cox continues to press his advantage. Owen turning into his man. Again, Cox concentrating on the left leg of Lynn Owen. Now with a toe hold once again. Into the ropes, the referee calls for the break. Owen trying to come up, and he's got problems now with that left leg, and it is Cox continuing to take advantage of it. One to the base of the skull, and again it is Cox. Okay, a crotch ride on the legs. Rear chin locking. And wait a minute. He is conceding. And so, Killer Carl Cox, using a variation of the sickle and using it very effectively, forced Lynn Owen to concede.
The set one fall with a 15-minute time limit, a special standby match from New York City at 240 pounds, Bill Howard. Bill Howard. His opponent, ladies and gentlemen, from Roanoke, Virginia, at 250 pounds, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Tony Atlas.
Tony Atlas, Mr. USA, moving out against Bill Howard. Bill Howard, ring-wise veteran, tough, dangerous. And it was Howard pushing Atlas away on the break. Hey, lock up collar and elbow once again. All right. It's easy to see why Tony Atlas won the Mr. USA contest. Up into a top wrist lock, and now Tony Atlas seeing if he can break that hold. Atlas straining now, applying even more pressure, and Howard in trouble, and Howard to the canvas. Bill Howard complaining to the referee, but to no avail. And Bill Howard suddenly discovered the tremendous strength of Tony Atlas. Again, Howard, high in the air, literally suspended by one arm. We certainly want to welcome all of the news stations up and down the TBS network here on Super 17. A pleasure to be serving you in your homes with Georgia Championship Wrestling, the very, very finest in wrestling competition. Hear the crowd picking up the chant, "We want the sleeper hold." Tony Atlas, of course, extremely adept at applying that sleeper hold. Full arm drag and twist now by Tony Atlas on Bill Howard. Atlas, relatively young in professional wrestling, but has a lot of ring savvy. Atlas now, outside armbar. And so, Bill Howard has had his problems. Howard, if he's to move against Atlas, will have to try and resort to some shortcuts, such as that one, a knee to the midsection on the break. Atlas now a short chopping punch to the head that right over the eye of Tony Atlas. And so Bill Howard, perhaps noticing some scar tissue on the head of Tony Atlas and seeing if he can't do some more damage with that hard right hand. Atlas with a foot that time. Howard with a foot. Howard now catches him with another fist back of the head. One under the ear. Another one under the ear. Bill Howard beginning to move more effectively. Howard trying to set Atlas if he can. And it was Atlas blocking him. Atlas was blocking him. And again, the referee catching him that time, grabbing at the trunks. And Tony Atlas turned that one around. Tony Atlas turned that one around, and Bill Howard caught in the back again. He's into the ropes. The referee calls for the break on it. So Howard tried unsuccessfully to bring Atlas. And look at this Atlas. He's pressing him. 240 some odd pounds pressed well above his head. Into the ropes again. And so it is. Again, you hear that chant being picked up. We want the sleeper hold. High backdrop by Tony Atlas. And Bill Howard, I've got to give Howard credit. He keeps getting back to his feet. A flying headbutt by Tony Atlas. It is all over.
More action on the Best of Championship Wrestling, starting with the Superstar. Here we go.
Marion Crumley moving out against the Superstar. Very quick takedown, and Crumley in trouble. Snap mare by the Superstar once again. And the Superstar goes after into every match with a vengeance. A personal vendetta, if you will. And the Superstar catches him in the side of the head. Crumley in trouble. Crumley firing away futilely at the midsection. Those punches having little or no effect on the Superstar. And once again, the Superstar. A sledgehammer-like forearm across the back. Another one across the back, and Crumley. Again, the Superstar lashing out at this man. Wasting no time in going about systematically trying to completely destroy him. Referee warning the Superstar to back off. Man was into the ropes. Crumley back on the canvas again. Caught him coming off the ropes. Puts him into that modified Cobra. The modified Cobra hold, and it is all over. It is all over. A quick and very sudden victory for the Superstar. Well, as I've said about this man, the Superstar, he wastes no time. He steps into that ring with one thought in mind and one thought alone, and that is to totally and completely destroy his opponent.
I'll tell you something, Gordon. Where's all the tough competition? Where's wrestling #1? Tommy Rich, Wall, McDaniels, all the big-time guys.
If you're afraid, fellas, maybe I'll take a little trip. You can have a little tournament or something.
But I'm not going to leave anywhere.
Everybody seems to talk that they want this championship. They want that championship. Well, right now, I'm the top dog in the area. You said it, and I don't like to get out here and brag about myself, but I don't see any tough guys. I don't care who they are.
Well, I'll tell you what. We have a chance right now, if you'd like to look at a pair of very, very tough competitors indeed. Let's journey now to Tampa, Florida, and take a look at former world champion Jack Briscoe and his brother Jerry. And it is Rhodes smashing away again with that logging chain. Both men's face have turned to crimson. Dusty Rhodes hurtled into that far turnbuckle. And LeDuc, feeling victory is at hand, but he has been staggered badly during this match. LeDuc closes in on him once again. Arm whips him down, but Rhodes, grabbing that chain, brings him back, catches him in the forehead, knocks him out. It is all over for Joe LeDuc. Joe LeDuc stunned, dropped to the canvas. Dusty Rhodes victorious over the Canadian freight train Joe LeDuc. The referee now beginning to remove the cuffs from the arm, and there you see Sir Oliver Humperdinck comes in. It is bad. Leroy Brown with a Sunday punch, then catches Dusty Rhodes an elbow, hurdles the referee to one side. And now, Sir Oliver Humperdinck grabbing that logging chain. Dusty Rhodes is dazed and staggered. Sir Oliver Humperdinck wraps that chain around the neck of Dusty Rhodes. And look at this devastating elbow at bad Leroy Brown, the bad man from Chicago. Bad Leroy Brown, one of the most devastating elbows, with the exception, obviously, of Dusty Rhodes' elbow. using it again on Dusty Rhodes, and suddenly Sweet Brown Sugar, Manny Fernandez, and a host of others close into the ring, and this chapter is not forgotten. Dusty Rhodes seeking vengeance on Bad Leroy Brown.
Of all you people here in the state of Florida that have been awaiting the return of the great, the legendary Dusty Rhodes, let me tell you one thing, there's nobody happier than I that he's back. That he's back laying out there right now, laying in the cold, hard, empty arena, still on his back. Ladies and gentlemen, I took my man Leroy Brown down there to introduce him to the legendary Dusty Rhodes, and met him, he did.
Hey, boss, let me tell you about it. Look at it, Daddy. That's the blood of Dusty Rhodes. I heard he was tough, bad. They even said he was badder than bad. Let me tell you something. All the people of Florida, if that's all that Dusty Rhodes got and that's all he could do, we're going to be easy picking, baby. You understand what I'm saying? I know all you orange pickers in the state of Florida understand what I'm talking about. Because I heard he was tough. And Dusty Rhodes, that was only the calling card, baby. From now on, anytime, anywhere, any place I can get my hands on you, I'm going to do the same thing. Do you understand? The same thing.
I want you to pick that big arm up there and show him this devastating elbow. An elbow that no one has ever seen the likes of before, and probably nobody ever will again. Dusty Rhodes, you call it the bionic elbow. You say it's the best in wrestling today. Well, I'm here to say balderdash. No! This is the man with the elbow. This is the man that's going to put it on you, Dusty Rhodes, just like he did it tonight. Just like you're laying out there now, probably in a concussion, he's going to do it to you every time he can.
Well, all I can say, gentlemen, is that...
It's all been said.
Ha, ha, ha. One picture is worth 1,000 words.
10,000 words.
And you saw it all.
10,000.
Watch out! Watch out, Rhodes just hit the scene. Dusty Rhodes. And he's just demolished our entire set here. We've got to get some order restored. Dusty Rhodes has Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Wait a minute, here comes Bubba Douglas down, surrounded a host of others. We'll be back. We'll be back in just a moment. We've got to get... We'll be back. We'll be back in just a moment. We had things totally wiped out here. Dusty Rhodes absolutely hurdled the desk here in front of me and had both Sir Oliver Humperdinck and Bad Leroy Brown down on the canvas. I can assure you of this, that is a long way from being over. But we finally do have some order restored. We do have our next match coming up. As I said, seeing a parade of champions today. And so right now, let's go to the ring for our next match. This match, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. At 231 pounds, from Oklahoma, former world heavyweight wrestling champion Jack Briscoe. His opponent, at 270 pounds, from Mongolia, Killer Khan. Jack Briscoe moving out against Killer Khan now, and you've got a disparity in weight here with Khan holding about a 40-pound weight advantage. Up into those ring ropes. Briscoe breaking away again. Briscoe now with the arm drag and twist. Briscoe clamping down now with the arm bar. All right, Jack Briscoe. Has Khan back on the canvas. Beautiful fireman carry by Jack Briscoe. Of course, one of Briscoe's real long suits, that always has been in professional wrestling, is his great endurance, his great stamina. Briscoe obviously seeking to regain that World Heavyweight Championship. Khan with an elbow. Caught Briscoe in the back of the head. Glancing blow. Briscoe ducking away. Now Briscoe. Rear chin lock with a takedown. From the hammerlock to the rear chin lock and takedown. Briscoe maintaining pressure on Killer Khan. You still marvel at what happened just a moment ago. Dusty Rhodes is a riled-up individual, no question about that. Khan trying to go for a fireman carry if he could. Briscoe backing out, blocking it very well. Khan brings him into the ropes. The referee calls for the break. Khan unleashing some heavy guns now on Jack Briscoe. Khan catching him a thrust into the throat, and Briscoe in trouble. Back on the canvas once again. Khan catches him in the back of the head. Briscoe again down on the canvas, and it's Khan closing in on him. At this point in time, things not going well with Jack Briscoe at all. Killer Khan, superbly conditioned athlete, an outstanding wrestler. Set to club. Briscoe catches him in the midsection coming in. Khan staggered. Briscoe catches him again. Briscoe again firing away at Killer Khan. Now a forearm across the chest into a rear chin lock, and Briscoe applying tremendous pressure. Khan into those ropes now. Into the turnbuckle now. Khan having some problems. The respiratory system has been slowed up some. Khan, notice the way he used his legs that time in that inside cradle. Briscoe, good single leg dive. Briscoe now, the toe hold imprisoning the other foot, and so Khan has his problems now. Briscoe, single leg variation of a single leg Boston crab. Khan twisting to his side, and that's the only way he's going to save himself. Was able to do it. Briscoe attacking that left leg, catching it again. Rips across the eyes of Jack Briscoe. Khan moves in. Briscoe from Oklahoma State. Khan comes off, crashes down, but it is Briscoe rolling out of the way. Briscoe rolls out of the way, and Khan in trouble now, and Jack Briscoe going for the figure four. Jack Briscoe going for the figure four. Khan trying to break it, but the pain becomes too much, and he is conceding. He tried to break it, but the pain was too much. We'll see that again. We'll take another look at this sensational athlete, Jack Briscoe, in a very tough match. Kahn, as you see, Briscoe rolling out of the way. Kahn with trouble with that knee. Jack Briscoe quickly seizes that opportunity. There you watch him, the smoothest applicator I've ever seen of that figure 4 leg lock. Clamps down, and it is all over, and Jack Briscoe gains another well-deserved victory. The NWA World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion defends his title against the challenge of Manny Fernandez at the Miami Beach Convention Center. The entire series of matches will go like this. Bubba Douglas will take on Raul Mata in the opening match. Bill Irwin faces Mike Miller. Then the Gestapo wrestles against Gordon Nelson. It will be Jack and Jerry Briscoe facing Brian St. John and Nature Boy Stanley Lane. Steve Kern goes up against the 300-pound Super Destroyer. And then in a very special challenge match, Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and Sweet Brown Sugar take on Bugsy McGraw and Bad Leroy Brown. And finally, it will be the World Heavyweight Championship on the line, Harley Race defending that title against Manny Fernandez. This all takes place this coming Wednesday night in Miami Beach Convention Center. The number to call right now to make your reservations in advance, 532-4571. Well, Sir Oliver Humperdinck, Mr. McGraw, and Mr. Brown had some interesting comments regarding this coming Wednesday night.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, is back after a tour of who knows where. I was hoping he'd be gone for good, but he's back. And he's just shown you people he's still the great, uncouth, unwashed individual that I've always said he was. Dusty Rhodes, you're nothing. You're nothing of a man. You're a sneak attacker. You're a backstabber. But Wednesday night in Miami Beach, take a look at what you're going to have to be facing. On my right, Bad Leroy Brown from the south side of Chicago to give you a Chicago-style whipping Halstead Street. And on my left, Bugsy McGraw, the TV champion. Not a tougher dude ever has come down the pike. And he's got a few words to say to you, Dusty Rhodes and Sweet Brown Sugar.
Well, actually, words don't have a lot to do with action. A man could stand up here and, you know, he can wear a belt around his waist, a hat on his head, and say a lot of things. Or maybe he could bleach his hair blonde and be fat, and then say a lot more things. Well, Dusty Rhodes and Sweet Brown Sugar, you're going in there with the people's choice. I know you are, and you people in Miami, you sit there and waiting for a savior to come along and do the work that you cannot possibly do because you do not have the integrity, the intestinal fortitude, or the inclination or desire. Hey. Brown man and I are going to get the job done. We're prepared for you and going to do what we have to do no matter who likes you or when they like you.
Hey, let me tell you something. The Dream, as you call yourself. Hey, I had enough, brother. And whatever it takes, you can take that rule book you go by and throw it out the window. Because from now on out, brother, it's going to be anything goes. If I had to take you inside the ring, outside the ring, in the parking lot, wherever I run across you, I want you to know that we're going to get down. I don't care where it is or where it at. We're going to get down, brother.
You know, Brown Sugar, you've been cocky too, but it's all going to come to an end Wednesday night.
Sweet Brown Sugar and Dusty Rhodes have joined me. They've heard the comments by the trio.
Baldy and Abraham Lincoln and Fatso. Miami Beach is Dusty Rhodes and Sweet Brown Sugar's town. We done been from the mountaintop to the ghettos, beating opponents from King Curtis on down. And let me tell you something, Leroy, you slapped my face, but Wednesday night, Miami, I'm going to see how bad you really are.
There ain't no doubt about the situation that's going on here with Leroy Brown and Bugsy McGraw. You know, we went through an era. You understand? There's an era going on right now in this country. And I just came from a country where I stood in the middle of the ring and the Star Spangled Banner was played. You understand? And that was a thrill that went through my body like no other thrill. Because we're in America, and we don't take slack from nobody or no group of people trying to hold off some type of energy, you understand? Me, Sweet Brown Sugar, Bugsy McGraw, and Bad Bad Leroy Brown. Nothing else needs to be said about that situation. They gonna be standing in the street because me and Sugar's man, Manny Fernandez, who had a long conversation with about the situation. World's title. The first Latin world's heavyweight champion, Manny Fernandez. And me and Sugar just gonna put a little icing on the cake.
This match, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first in the red trunks from New Orleans at 270 pounds, David Bruno. David Bruno. His opponent from parts unknown at over 300 pounds, the Super Destroyer. One fall, 10-minute time limit now. David Bruno, a newcomer here to Florida. And the Super Destroyer catching him very quickly. And Bruno caught again very quickly by the Super Destroyer. Super Destroyer brings him over. Salto, well executed. Destroyer drives a knee into the chest of Bruno. Bruno, ooh, high backdrop. Bruno in a lot of trouble now as the Super Destroyer. He's totally dominated this man as he stepped into the ring. Bruno backing away now. And the Super Destroyer has almost totally decimated this. Bruno hurtled outside the ring. Super Destroyer using those ring ropes now, catching him in the throat. The Super Destroyer setting him, bringing him up for that pile driver. Bruno trying futilely to get away from that, the Super Destroyer. Completely dominating his man, certainly no question about that. And we'll take a look at this man. He brought him up for that pile driver. See how he had him hooked. Brought him up for it. And there he brings him down with that pile driver. I want to get the Super Destroyer over here for just a moment. And may I say, sir, that first of all, that pile driver has been outlawed in many states because of its dangerousness.
Well, this is very true, Gordon. It's the most devastating hold in wrestling today, and I'm the master of it. And I don't think anybody can dispute this because week after week, I've been coming here and using it, and nobody's come close to even getting out of it.
Well, I understand, too, that your 5,000 is still intact, that nobody has been able to defeat you in 10 minutes.
Well, that's true. As a matter of fact, nobody of even worthy competition has come forward to try me out for the $5,000.
That's an interesting observation. I understand, however, that you're seeking out one man rather diligently right now, and that's Sweet Brown Sugar in the Southern title.
Yes. Well, I believe there can only be one masked man around at any one particular time, and I do not like this particular man to be wearing a mask at the same time I am, and I'll be after him and his mask at all times.
Any further comments before we close?
Yes, Gordon. This part's unknown. I'm not from parts unknown. I'm from the United States of America, and I would like to be introduced as such from now on.
Fair enough. From the United States of America, the Super Destroyer. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of him in the future, and we'll be back in just a moment. One fall with a 10-minute time limit. From Havana at 221 pounds, Luis Astilla. His opponent at 299 pounds from Indiana, Bugsy McGraw. So, Luis Estia from Havana, Cuba, going up against Bugsy McGraw. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. Sir Oliver Humperdinck apparently recovered from the pummeling that he took at the hands of Dusty Rhodes earlier. Estia, I understand, has great speed. Collar and elbow. McGraw powers him off. Powers him back into those ropes again. Close in. Estia moves away very swiftly. Arm drag takedown by Estia. McGraw brings him up. Full body slam. Estia caught in those ropes. Hurdled outside the ring. McGraw after him, and McGraw obviously tremendously embarrassed by Estia's takedown on him. McGraw catching him again. McGraw moving around his man, Estia. Smashes him into the turnbuckle. Estia whipped into the far turnbuckle. McGraw charges in. Estia rolls out of the way in time. Estia catches him, is stinging right. Another one to the side of the head, one to the midsection. Good combinations. Estia whips him off. Caught that time. Estia tried to catch him with a backdrop. McGraw was ahead of him. Drove a foot into his chest. Snapmare by Bugsy McGraw. Again, Estia taking it to canvas. Ooh, McGraw caught him. Fist into the head. Did not allow the pin. Referee warning McGraw about punching now. Estia smashed repeatedly into that turnbuckle. Estia in trouble now is McGraw. There you see Humperdinck shouting more encouragement to his man, Bugsy McGraw. McGraw brings him up. Full body slam once again on Luis Estia. The backbreaker. It is all over. It is all over for Luis Estia. A game battle, but no match for Bugsy McGraw. We'll get over the ringside and see if we can't chat with Bugsy for just a moment. Take a moment now to talk to Sir Oliver Humperdinck and Bugsy McGraw. Why didn't you allow the man to pin him when he had him obviously beat?
Because the man is exercising. A machine like this needs exercise, and Bugsy McGraw needs the exercise, and I said pick him up and deal him more punishment. You know, there's a lot of talk going around about people conforming this way, conforming that way, but social conformity in itself is a very deep subject. Bugsy.
Boy. You know, when you eliminate the impossible, the truth comes out. People, from the day you're born, when that doctor picks you up by the legs and slaps you on your rear end, and you scream, not knowing if it's for the joy of life or the fear of hell, that is the day you start conforming to this madness. That is the day that you're told how to dress, how to think, how to act, how to do what you do. You've come down to this point now.
your point in time in life, that you come home after your job that you have that you can't stand. You come home and your wife or whoever she is, she fixes you a bunch of you look garbage and you eat it. And then you go in the front room and collapse in front of the TV set. That's right. And watch The Price is Right and think to yourself, gee, how can I get some tickets to get on the show so I can hear my name and the magic words, come on down. Well, Daddy, if that's your reality, then there's the other kind, the weekend warriors. Weekend warriors, you hear me? That sit at home and watch wrestling on Saturday or Sunday or whenever. Beside their old fat lady or some chick saying, you know, that stuff looks easy. I bet if I was in shape, I could do it. They've never felt a kick in the guts, a stomp on the chest, or a forearm upside the head. Reality, brother, conformity. Don't you tell me how to act. Don't you tell me what to be. I'll be and do as I...
Here it is, another all-star wrestling battle in the ring. Two men making their first appearance in all-star wrestling. We'll go to the first one. A big man, totally a giant, a powerful man, a big figure from Santa Fe, New Mexico, weighing 325 pounds, Bruiser Brody. His opponent from Mobile, Alabama, 226 pounds, Terry Latham. Terry Latham, Bruiser Brody. And I see right away on the far side is Colonel Buck Robley taking a jacket of Bruiser Brody. And this could possibly be the newest member of the Colonel's Army. I do not know exactly whether it is, but it would not surprise me. Nothing the Colonel does would surprise me. Bruiser Brody, a towering figure. He must be at least 6'6" tall, 325 pounds. Throws Latham across. Latham comes off hard, runs into the wall. Oh, look at Bruiser, just pick him up like a baby, high in the air. And Latham holds on to that grip and takes Brody off his feet. Bruiser Brody. I am totally sure that this is a name will stick into the minds of wrestling fans for a long time. Look at the agility of that man. Jumping high in the air, fantastic. Bruiser Brody unloaded one on Latham, put him down hard. The elbow just pops on the back of the neck of Terry Latham. And Bruiser Brody taking complete control. Bruiser Brody again, hammers away. The kick to the jaw. Latham in trouble in the corner directly above me. All the way on the far side. That kicked again to the jaw. Oh, no. On the far side, people are hollering about the possibility of body, and I do not know exactly what on, but Terry Latham is angry, and he's battling back. Battling against a big, powerful Bruiser Brody. Latham in trouble. Brody throws him across the ring. Then catches him as he comes off. Look at that! Look at that! And the vicious body slam. Down goes Latham. Bruiser Brody looking out at him. Look out! Oh! Elbow right to the point of the throat. Latham now grabs a leg. He's going for, looks like the Boston Crab. There it is. The brutal Boston Crab. One of the most feared holds in wrestling. Latham forced to give up. Bruiser Brody. Powerful figure. with a big win in his first appearance on All-Star Wrestling.
Well, there you go. Match will be one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Carrollton, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, Rick Craven. His opponent weighing in at 236 pounds, Mr. Wrestling number 2.
Wrestling number 2 going up against Rick Craven. Wrestling 2. Locks up collar and elbow. Back to the ring ropes. The referee calls for the break, and Craven being warned to make it a good clean break. Single leg dive by Wrestling 2 has Craven off his feet. And it's Wrestling 2 with an partial inside step over. Coming down across the thigh. Again, Wrestling 2 drives that knee into the femoris muscles. Now that partial inside step over, a partial toe hold at the same time. So Craven, a lot of pressure applied to that left leg. And it is Craven still on the canvas. Wrestling 2, total inside step over at this time. Brings the weight down. And so, thus far, Wrestling 2 dominating his opponent. Referee checking those shoulders. Craven got some leverage that time. And so, Craven barring in on the leg. Broken up by Wrestling 2. And Craven favoring that left leg now. Evidence of the punishment he has already taken. Hip lock takedown by Wrestling 2. A lot of controversy with Wrestling 2 and the other Wrestling number 2. I was talking to my friend Jim at the Down Under last night about it, and obviously that situation is going to have to be resolved as to who is the real Wrestling 2. Forearm across the chest of Wrestling 2 at little effect, although Wrestling 2 favoring that right leg slightly. Goes in again. This time Craven caught with his side headlock and a short chopping punch to the head. Wrestling 2 tiring of some of the tactics of Craven. Caught him that time. The rib cage coming off. High knee lift. It puts Craven back to the canvas. Wrestling 2 closes in again. A front chancery. Another takedown by Wrestling 2, keeping that chancery. Modified slightly now into a partial side chancery. All right, Wrestling 2, keeping that chancery on Craven. Back into the ropes. Craven, a cheap shot on the break. Craven goes to move in again. Side headlock. And so it is Wrestling 2, still trapped in that side headlock. Belly to back, takes Craven back to the canvas once again. Wrestling 2 again, moves into that front chancery. Now into a rear face lock. And it is Wrestling 2 clamping down. Craven tried to go for Started to go for that mask momentarily, but Wrestling 2 keeps the pressure on him. And again went for the mask, but it is a bad mistake. He ripped at the eyes of Wrestling 2, catches him from behind. Now, rear chin lock on Wrestling 2. And so Craven coming back here with a real degree of second effort. Things are looking rather bad for him, but Craven now closing in after the mask. It is Craven trying to go for that mask. Wrestling 2 brought him with a haymaker like right hand, another forearm. One to the midsection. Wrestling 2 whips him into the far turnbuckle. Wrestling 2 closes in on him again, catching him in the midsection, one to the head. And so Craven is staggered. And again, Wrestling 2 whips him off the high backdrop, and Craven coming up very slowly. And Craven moving very, very slowly, coming back to his feet. Wrestling 2. Atomic knee drop, and Craven. Now Wrestling 2 set. Comes in with that high knee lift that drives Craven back to the canvas. Wrestling 2 brings it back to the center of the ring. A count of 3. A count of 3. And Wrestling 2 in certainly a very decisive victory over this young Rick Craven. And may I take just a moment to welcome this man back to Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Hiya, Gordon.
Now, this match is underway. You're the champion. You're defending that title against Dick Slater. This is the last night of wrestling at the auditorium in Atlanta. Slater utilizing the ring ropes to force a break. A good, clean break on your part, no question about that. Off the ropes, you missed with a wild right. Slater comes back, connects, staggers you slightly. Slater connects again. And earlier in the match, of course, the fists. Now, watch. This is the interesting point. Now,
the referee just got in the way right here, and I understand that Mr. Slater's complaining about the fact that I should have been disqualified. Well, he should have been disqualified right there because he hit the referee. Now, I'm not going to stand out here and run down Dick Slater. He was a former Georgia heavyweight champion, but I felt right here, as you'll see, I normally don't ever turn my back on my opponent unless I'm sure of victory. Now, at that point, I was distinguishing, and I heard a 3 count. Now, there's a little bit of argument here because I should have been disqualified or he should have been disqualified. As you can see, once again, I felt at that particular time that I should be the winner.
Well, obviously you did feel that way, sir, and I won't dispute your reasons for thinking that, according to your opinion.
A 3 count, and he said he only had a 2 count.
Well, the match resumes once again, and Slater using the back of the elbow. Now, watch. Here, it appears that you're trying to throw him over that top.
I just lost my balance. If you can see, I lost my balance and went through the rope, and he was up in the air at a particular time.
Excellent salto by Dick Slater. Slater comes in, crashes down with that elbow, and now you're leaving the ring.
I'm just trying to regain my senses. You don't think I'm going to put my belt on the line and be dizzy-headed?
Well, that's a point. Good block by Slater on the atomic knee drop. He retaliates very quickly. You're unable to block it. It's Slater getting set to move back into the ring before that count of 10. No question about this. And now the count is on the Georgia heavyweight champion, the superstar, coming in rather slowly.
At this point, I felt that he should be disqualified because he didn't give me the opportunity to get back in that ring in a proper count.
Well, in other words, obviously, to your way of thinking or to his way of thinking, a no disqualification match would be in order.
I don't particularly enjoy no disqualification matches, particularly when my belt's at stake. I don't ever think a champion should be involved in a no disqualification match. There's too much to lose.
Well, that's an interesting observation. Right at this point, Slater charges. The referee knocked out of the ring into a rolling reverse. He's got, and there, no question about it. It was your impetus that hurtled him over that top rope.
You think I'm sitting there planning to throw him over the top rope? It was an accident. Now, he went and he complained about the fact that I deliberately did that. The referee was knocked down twice, and he's the individual who hit the referee on both occasions, not me. I simply threw him off of me when he was attempting to pin me. He went over the top rope. The referee saw that, and I'm disqualified. You think I premeditatedly planned that?
Well, I'm not going to be the judge of that, sir, but I just wanted everybody to have an opportunity to see exactly what did happen. We've had a lot of requests to show this on the air because of the number of people who were turned away that particular evening, and there was controversy.
Again, I don't feel that at any particular time I should put this belt up in a no disqualification match. I've got too much to lose and nothing to gain.
Okay, thank you very much. The superstar, the Georgia heavyweight.
10 pounds, the Georgia Tag Team Champions, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff and Alexis Smirnoff. Koloff and Smirnoff, the Georgia Tag Team Champions. Their opponents from Marietta, Georgia, weighing in at 265 pounds, Big Bill Dromo. His partner from Riverdale, Georgia, weighing in at 235 pounds, Marvin Turner.
Big Bill Dromo and Marvin Turner going up against Alexis Smirnoff and Ivan Koloff. That's Dromo in the brown trunks, Koloff in the black trunks in the ring, and it is Koloff utilizing the ring ropes, forcing the break. Koloff complaining to the referee. Tag is made. Alexis Smirnoff moves in, and it is Dromo. Bring him into a top wrist lock, but again, Smirnoff makes the tag. Side headlock by Koloff, but again the tag is made, and so this Russian combination tagging in and out with a great amount of rapidity here. Another tag, Smirnoff tags up, and they're keeping Dromo trapped as close as they can to their side of the ring. However, Dromo's made it out more to the center now. Dromo turns into his man. Again, the tag is made. Great teamwork between these two. Of course, they are the Georgia Tag Team Champions. Dromo trying to escape from that bear hug. Dromo slips those arms inside. Does break free. And again, tag was made as Koloff moves in. And so Dromo has been unable at this point to get over and tag up. Koloff bringing him up into a massive bear hug once again. Dromo grinding away at the face of Ivan Koloff. Dromo gets an arm inside. A reverse hook on the head. Dromo trying to get down to slam his man if he can, but it is a back out by Koloff. Koloff backing away, makes the tag. You see again, they have got their teamwork down absolutely precise. Standing guillotine or abdominal stretch. And getting some extra leverage there beyond the sight of the... and now tag is made. Dromo breaks it up, but it is Koloff catching him from behind once again. Koloff going for the same standing guillotine, and it is Dromo. Having that extra height gave him a little advantage there. Smirnoff, a boot to the head, chest rather. Dromo, good reversal on Smirnoff. Backdrops him into the center of the ring. Dromo makes the tag with Marvin Turner, and Turner moves in. Turner, his first time in the ring in this match. Again, you see the tag is made. Turner taken to the canvas. Koloff fires him off. Catches him with that Russian boot coming in. Turner whipped into the ropes again. High backdrop by Koloff. Koloff again makes the tag with Smirnoff. Double boots to the midsection. Double boots to the midsection. Well, almost a power slam by Smirnoff. No, sir. Came out before the count of 3.